Today I've got some gorgeous products that all came together to make this lovely card for Mother's Day. Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and my studio. Today I'm sharing how it all came together, and even if you don't have everything lined up, I think the style of this messy painted flower is going to work no matter your skill level. To see that card project, stick around. It's coming up next. Here's a look at the products I'm going to be working with today, and this is the Waffle Flower Painted Flowers background die, and we also have a stencil set for adding color. And I thought I would just store it here instead of putting this in my stencil binder, but here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stencils to help add color. And what's nice about these is it actually says, I think you can see there, light A, medium A, light B, medium B, dark B, and center. So I am hopefully going to make some magic with that today. I also have a really nice Mother's Day, Happy Mother's Day die that I'm going to create a Mother's Day card. I have my cardstock. I pulled a few inks. These are new to me inks that I have recently gotten, and I'll be sure to pop up a link to show another card that I did with these inks. I'm really enjoying them, so we are going to get started by die cutting this detail onto the cardstock. I've got a piece of Neenah Classic Crest. This is the solar white color and 110 pound, and I'm just going to center it. You know what though, I should have done that more at an angle. Can't get it off just because going straight through it's such a, yeah, there we go. We'll go at an angle. And I'm going to pop this down, and we are going to probably be able to figure out, I guess if it says waffleflower.com, if you can read it that way, maybe that's the right side up. But I just need to position this right about like so. Magnet does make it a little tricky because it's really gripping. But let's just run this through my die cut machine. Go ahead and hit the run button. And bring that around. This is a turntable that is from Anna Griffin, if you're wondering, and I always link this below, and it's a great tool because you can store your plates in here. Alrighty, let's take a look and see how this cut. All right, pick you up. And as you see, what it does here is it just gives you this beautiful pattern. Now it is an outline, right? It takes all that off. So what's going to be great about this is we are going to be able to stencil on our color beautifully. So let me get a grip mat set up so we can ink blend. I recently picked up a fresh grip mat. This is the 6.5 by 8.5 piece. And this is a nice size just for all-purpose holding things in place. But I'm going to really press this down. The mat's pretty sticky. It's relatively new, but I'm going to just make sure this is nicely in place before I add my stencils for the blending. All right, could be a little stickier, but here's what we're going to do. We're going to take stencil A, which is supposed to be light. And this is going to be our first layer, and it's going to be pretty easy to figure it out because all you have to do is line it up on top of the flowers like that. And that's pretty close. I'm a little off on the bottom. Let me look straight down on this. My head's going to get in the way, so I'll just jump ahead to when I have it down. Otherwise, you're going to see a beautiful, messy bun. Actually, I changed my mind. I'm putting the part that cuts out back on here because I think it's going to be easier when you can actually use the outline of the panel to line everything up. So let's get you pressed down. Come on. You gotta improvise when you're using something for the first time. Now, if I line this up right on the outline of the card, it should be a little easier to see. Let's see. Come on now. All right. That one looks pretty good. Now, if it's not perfect, it's still going to look good because we are going to blend with our colors. So I'm sealing it back on. Sometimes it takes time. I thought it would be easier to do it the other way, but I feel like this is pretty good. So I'm gonna start with my lightest color, and today that's gonna be the rose quartz. All right, and I'm going to use a mixture of brushes today. I'm going to use some of my Ulta brushes and some of my smaller waffle flower brushes. So we're just going to bring in this and we're going to add our first color. And actually, you know what, while I'm doing this, I'll just put some music on and I'll be sure to list all the colors so we can speed this up and you can see it all come together. All right, I have been cleaning off the stencils in between every inking and using my spray alcohol and my cloth, my e-cloth. However, there is one more layer to go. And what I want to do with this layer is I want to emboss the centers in gold. So what I'm going to have to do is let this dry. All the ink, even though it's dye ink, it still needs to dry back completely before I can add my inks. So I'm going to walk away. The time will be instantaneous for you, but I'll let you know how long I waited in between bringing in this to pounce on some embossing ink. I just came up with a different idea. I think I'm going to do some lunar paste for the centers because then I don't have to worry about, anything too wild happening. This is slippery when wet. It is a gold tone, and I already went ahead off camera and I die cut Happy Mother's Day. I cut out 2 white cardstock layers and 1 matte gold layer, which is going to be the greeting for my card. But I want to have some shine in the center. So I figure all we have to do, right, is line this up. And I don't think I'm too worried about getting lunar paste on my grip mat, but all I'm going to do is just put a little in the centers. This is, I don't usually do this, but I'm going to get a paper towel ready. I've got a little water just so I can wipe off my little guy here. Let's open it. Oh yeah, that still is very creamy. And I'm going to take some from inside, kind of stir it around a little. I don't know if mine is really, it's not that bad at all. It's all very creamy. Huh, look at that. All right. Stirring you up, getting you off the insides here like this. And I'm going to say, I guess I don't know. Do I need my scraper though? I think I do. Hold on. Scrape tool. Okay, so I think all I'm going to do is just put down a little in each little opening. Okay, like that. Yeah. All right. A little more. Now I'm going to have to let this dry, of course, but this might be really pretty. Who knows? Who knows? I don't do a lot with pastes. Sometimes I feel a little nervous when I'm doing them because I don't know if I'm doing them right. But, you know, you could do the embossing thing too. I think that would be really fun. I think it would look really great. I'm probably using way too much of this. Okay. Now I think I can scrape that back into the jar. I am going to just wipe this off with my paper towel. I'm going to stick this right to the edge and I'm just going to scrape it off, I guess. Just go like this. Okay. And on the other side, because I don't want it to be too thick, you know. Go like that. All right, I think that's probably good. Now I'll pull it up. I'm going to go wipe all these things down and throw away the mucky muck, but let's pick this up and see what it looks like. Lifting and revealing. Oh, that's really pretty. Okay, now I will let this dry completely. I'm gonna set this aside, but look at how fun that is to have that textured kind of shine in the middle. And of course, don't forget, this whole thing is gonna pop right out, but I don't wanna pop it until I am sure that everything's dry. All right, we'll set that aside and let it dry. So now everything is nice and dry. I'm just gonna pop this guy out like this. And here's what's kind of cool about this. Oh, I guess I did have it taped. Even if you don't get things perfectly lined up, let's see if I can get some of these middle pieces out. It doesn't really matter because you're still getting this look of the florals. Now, I don't know. No, I guess I just did light there. There's some areas that look like I might have missed altogether, but it doesn't really matter, right? Because you just have this beautiful looking florally thing. I think that is very cool. Now, what I'm going to do though is I'm going to glue one layer onto another layer. So I'll get this done really quick. I'll do this off camera just so that it can have a little more dimension. Okay, you don't have to have glue everywhere, just enough. Oh, wait, you know what? Let's get you out of there. I have one more little guy that wasn't popped out. I think we're good. All right, we'll just drop that on and I'm just going to wiggle it into place so that this has a little more dimension when it goes onto my panel. All right, let me make a note card and then we will put this onto the card. So I've got a piece of white cardstock here and it is 11 inches by 4 1/4. And this is the Nina Classic Crest. This is actually 80 pound because I thought that 80 pound would actually work nice for a note card because of the big panel here that's going to add a little heft and weight. So sometimes I switch it out. You know, sometimes I'll do an 80 pound text weight. But let's see. I'm going to take this and again, we're going to put liquid glue on the back of this panel. Liquid glue is just nice because it's strong adhesive. It will hold once it dries. And I'm just going to swirl it all around. This is Connect glue, which I don't know if I've mentioned in all the gluing that I've been doing, but it's kind of my go-to glue. Now we're just going to pop this down right onto the note card. I'm just going to stand up for a minute, drop it down, and look at how nicely that fits. Oh, it is so pretty. It's just cool. It's just very cool. All right, and I'm going to take my brick. Where are you, my brick? Oh, you're right here. I'll just let that sit here. And now I need to glue my Happy Mother's Day onto the shadow layer. And I think I want to have the shadow layer today because this is a busier background and this will give it, you know, just a little more separation. So again, liquid glue. Make sure I get glue on all the little places. And that should be enough to hold this down. So I'll just line this up and drop that down right onto this pretty shadow layer. I think I'm going to pick it up just so I can take a look there and wiggle. That's why also we love liquid glue. It lets you Well, it lets you move it just for a second until you get it exactly how you want it, and we'll let that adhere. Now, I don't think well, gosh, you know what? I am going to put just a little foam on the back, but I'm actually going to do thin foam tape that is not as lofty, or thin foam squares. Let me grab some. Just enough so that these have a little separation, and it will also give us that nice little bit of shadow. I'll put one right there. Let's pick you up. There we go, like that. And a few more. And that's all we need to have a little separation. Oh, what the heck. You know me, I'm an over-adheser. I just want to make sure wherever it's making contact with this, we don't have to worry about that. All right, so we will get the backers off all of these. I think my manicure does look good with this card. It wasn't planned, I promise you. Not, okay, maybe a little. No, I just got these new inks, and when I get a new set of ink pads, I want to use them so that when it's time to plan a card, or I can start thinking about a card, I can think, oh, I know how these look together. They're very bright and very rich and saturated. I really like them. So now we will add, oh boy, almost stuck to that thing. All right, now I'm just going to add a little liquid glue to each foam square, just a bead, because that just gives me a second before I commit to the placement. And I'm going to put this just right in the center. Gosh, I really, really like this, and I hope my mom does. Or maybe up a little, maybe like right in the bloom up top like that. Yeah, I kind of like that. See how it's kind of fitting in there? Equal side to side. Oh, ooh, I really like that. I think that is beautiful. And let's zoom in here for a second and look at just all of the different layers of texture. Like you have dimension and all of the little inlay of the floral. Again, it doesn't really matter that it's not like the perfect lineup, because it looks really good when all is said and done. Now, should I add any shine on here? I feel like there's a lot going on, but let me see what a few gold beads would look like. I don't think it needs it, but I'm going to put some gold beads on here. These are from This Calls for Confetti, and I'm just doing 3 up top and 3 below, which is an even number, but you know, you could do that because they're odd gatherings in an even number. You know what I mean? Okay. Coming down, and oh, I missed that one. Oh, come on now, pick it up. That does not look good. Can I get it? This is for my mom, so I want it to look, not that Shirley's not going to look at it and go, well, honey, you really shouldn't have messed up that glue right there. Boop. And the last little friend right here, and boop. And that is my finished card project for today. So that's pretty fancy for me, I gotta say. Loving the bit of, what did I use again? Yeah, lunar paste on there. It's such an easy thing to blend on. Plus, I've had this for a long time and it's still creamy and good to go. So got that beautiful flowers, that painted flowers. I don't know, that's pretty funky for me, and I love how this turned out. I hope my mom does too. You can find links to all of the products I used in today's video in the YouTube description box. If you're not a subscriber to my channel, I'd love to have you, so hit that subscribe button and hit the notification bell so that you don't miss the next time I post. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great day. To see more fun projects featuring waffle flower products, check out the 2 thumbnails I have linked for you below, and I'll see you in those videos.